if you're not tapped in, they can easily move just a hair, even after you remove the rack.
Yeah.
Once you remove the rack, and it's not noticeable.
Well, and just one more note on that. Like, say, even the ref recognizes that the third row isn't freezing. Maybe if he tries to freeze that part of the rack, the rest of the rack isn't going to freeze. So now that becomes a big problem, right? So it's just things that happen with the hand rack.
And that's part of the beauty of the randomness of. I had to slow that word down. Randomness of the of playing with a hand rack.
Yeah. Alon's got a shot at the rail first here.
I like this. I like this shot. The only thing I would be concerned is that upper left-hand corner pocket.
Decided to back off. Almost got in line with the 10, but Fedora's going to have a good chance to put Roland in a bad spot here. Guaranteed hit for Roland.
Might be able to stick it behind the 8. I don't know if he can get the yeah, he can. He can get the 5 ball out of there. I would be calling this 5 in the side. It's one of those jig shots, just in case.
Yeah. Lost the 5 a little. Let's see if it ends up over the corner. It has. It's bad news for Roland. Fedor's going to be forced to play the 7 in the side here.
You know, Eric, a very simple thing on that shot right there is a lot of amateurs find themselves in that side pocket. He used that little bit of extra English to make sure that didn't happen.
Yeah, big key there is actually being confident enough to hit the rail, too. Mm-hmm. If you do have to hit the rail close to the side pocket, don't be afraid of it. But as you're saying, if you have to manipulate it with a bit of English, then that's an important part of that shot. Few options here. Looks like Fedora's considering going into the 8th. Trying to push it over the bottom right. Just minimize the cue ball movement. Didn't push it over properly. Real thin in the corner now.
And for some of you out there where I said the jick shot, yes, J-I-C, just in case.
There you go.
Kind of like big pens.
Coining new phrases.
Exactly. Because in 10 ball, that's what you want to do. If you have a ball going towards the pocket, call it just in case. That way your opponent doesn't have the option. You're in control.
Roland doesn't have to take this, but I have a feeling he might.
Safe all the way. And see, I call that a good safety.
Yeah, it did well with the cue ball there.
But this young man here is also one of the best bankers around. Banks with anyone and everyone.
shots, couple banks. Full game on display here from Fenner Forest.
Reminiscent of a shot we watched Emil Gangflow close out the match with an 8 and then the 10.
Yeah, he looked great.
8 or 9. Yeah, sure did.
Predetermined favorites Naoki Oi in the first round.
Well deserved.
Four-railer going this time. Another ball going in.
Yeah, you can't take anything away from Alan Rolon on that, leaving that 8 ball to where he did and, of course, banking it in. Played a good safety.
Well, that's the only variable in that one. And the bank, it wasn't a high percentage, especially playing in this small side pockets. But when you're playing these 820 and above players, I feel like you have to lean a little bit more offensive because they can make that long bank more than other players. At the same time, you can't put yourself into too much of a percentage disadvantage as well. So it's very tough to play a player of this level.
One that's got all the tools, which is something that Gorst has, Shane has, Filler has, Yap, another one. Who else is playing? Grab has been playing very, very well. And all those guys well over 800. In fact, that might be naming they're in the top 10, more than likely. I'm not sure if Grabe is, though. Let's take a look at this.
Yes, from Fedor. Didn't have a full pocket on the one. Just casually cross-banked it. Got unlucky to end up on the rail.
Dennis is in an 806. Fargo. So over 8. Whoa, hello. Welcome to 4.5-inch side pockets.
Just got a little preoccupied with running into the 7 there. Chance for Roland to get back in the set. Open table play here.
Yeah, I was wondering if he was going to go 2 rails or slide around those 2. Let's make sure I see if Roland can put himself on the board with these remaining balls. Down goes the 10 ball, up goes the score by a game. Now trailing 2-3 in the second set. And breaking. Let's see if you can get that 10 ball going again.
Yeah. Finally, Fedor didn't make it on his last break.
Yeah.
Milan tried it, made it. He'll try it again.
Celebrated it.
It was by design for sure.
Yeah. Now we're going to pan the crowd here. See if there's anyone you recognize in there, Eric.
Not yet, but I'm sure these amateur players here for the CSI National Championships are happy to be what they're being treated to.
CSI Expo. What a setup. $20 vendors, well, close to 20 vendors all the way around it.
When again, George? This is,
celebration that time.
It's like
and there goes the one. There goes the one ball. Give it time.
Did it block the two? Is the two over on the left side?
I can't tell. I don't.
It blocked the two, and he's having a laugh about it. Oh, dear. Well, this is definitely a record for most 10 balls made in one set.
I've never seen this. 4?
I think it's like 5 or 6.
Well, he's made, Roland's made it twice, and we know Gorsh made it twice in a row and once before that, so 3. So that's 5, yeah. Well, fortunately, they no longer count the 10 ball on the break or early 10s. And there was a time in Mario He in Michigan, I believe, he put together a set. The set took like 6 minutes, and 10 balls, 2 10 ball on the breaks, 10 ball combo, and I forgot what the fourth one was. But it went so quick, and the very next event, no more 10 balls on the break.
Yeah, that's a good amendment. Bit of a discrepancy here. Roland failed to call a push shot.
Oh, yeah, they do that.
Penalized for it.
Is Gorsh saying he doesn't want it? Can he not? I guess he has to accept it.
Yeah, in these situations, you just got to follow the rule book.
Yeah, rules are there for a reason.
Roland didn't have much protest to it, so he must have just forgot for some reason.
Well, it's hard to protest when.
Oh yeah, but just there's times say it quietly on the ref.
Oh sure,
yeah,
sure.
Thinking that the ref might have heard.
Yeah. Walk away from the table saying, "Yeah, like it wouldn't matter." That wasn't obvious. That's a tough one, too. That'll play big.
It's the set.
Yeah.
It's the match, basically. Yeah. 5's available on the side.
Yeah, and you could tell Gorsh didn't feel good about coming to the table in that manner. As the gentleman wouldn't. All righty. 3-2, and these are pretty straightforward.
Yeah, he's good here. 3 balls within close proximity to the pocket.
You can pray for an error, but that prayer probably will not be answered.
He chooses to play the 8 in the side of the corner. He'll be playing into the angle of the 8 if he plays it in the corner. Really preference overall.
Now, do you stay on that side where the cue ball is now for the 8 to go to the 9?
Personally, I always like shooting these in the side.
Oh, okay.
But I would never begrudge anyone if they wanted to play it in the corner, particularly in this case, because you're playing into the angle with the corner play.
And you personally like shooting it like Federer does?
I mean, the variable there is if you get completely straight on the 8, you're never going to miss. But if you start getting off angle, you can miss once every 15 times or something like that.
And actually, where the 8 now is, if you're off angle, as he is here just a hair, he's just going to go 3 rails probably and come around to where his elbow is.
And he's never going to miss. That's the difference.
Correct.
If you're a little off angle in the corner, there's that 10% that creeps in that could be susceptible to a miss. Strong performance as expected from Gorst here. And as we were talking about earlier in the match, this is the only tournament he's playing in this week, so he's going to put all his focus into this one. For him to be a strong force, dare to say a cinch to get to the final 32. We'll see what happens from there.
Well, there's a couple guys in this tournament that are going to have a little something to say about
100%.
that. Carlo Beato, Shane Van Boning, Joshua Filler. Let's take a look at that. I just set that aside.
There it is. Gorst takes the match down. Good effort from Roland. He'll be alive on the loser's side. A couple more rounds coming up for you tonight. 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock local time. All men's open action today.
And Eric Horlifson bring a live action. Come back and thank you.
Just barely missed the 8-ball.
Well, possible 3-8. He might be looking right down the barrel of it. And he's called the 8.
I honestly think that where the cue ball it is right now, it is perfect angle to play this combination.
Just got to control where that 3 goes.
Yeah, that's the most challenging part. He didn't get any luck here. I mean, he can still make it, but it's going to be very tough to get to the 4-ball.
Yeah, safety. Just try and glue that cue ball behind the 6. Needs a 3 to hit a cushion.
Uh-oh.
And it did not. Wow. It was touchy, required a deft touch, and just a little short.
Yeah, it was a good shot. It was a really good idea. But unfortunately, he hit it a little bit too soft. Oh, this doesn't look good. He might get a little lucky. Yeah, he's raising his hand in apology. See, I think the table slides a lot, so it increases the angle of the first rail. That's where he misjudged it by a little bit. But it's still okay. I know we say it every time, but I feel it's going to be a very close match. These two are fighters. Neither of them is going to give up easily. Especially considering that this is to get to the last 32. And if we look at the prize money breakdown, prize money starts from the last 32. The player who wins this match is going to be guaranteed $2,000.
A little bit of greenskeeping. Sorry,
yeah.
Margaret. And
You're good.
head referee John Lehman called in. Yeah, it's formidable, isn't it, the prize fund?
Yeah, absolutely. And starting from there, it's pretty much double. If you get to the last 16, it's over $5,000. So there's a lot to fight for.
Yeah, eventual $60,000 to the winner.
Really good break by Jesus. Unfortunately, he doesn't get the shot on the one. I wonder if he can play the combination. We just get to get a look from a different camera angle. No, I don't think so, but he can definitely use the 9 ball to stop the 1 ball there and send the cue ball up table for a good safety. This will work too. It's so hard to call the safety sometimes because there's so many different options how you can play it, and really all personal preferences.
Well, and plus the angles that our TV cameras allow us. They aren't always as accurate, and they're not exactly what the player sees.
Yeah, I agree.
Many times it looks like a ball doesn't go on our picture, and look at it and it flies in. So
yeah, talking about flying, I don't see cue ball flying up in the air right now. He's calling this 1 ball, taking his jump cue out. That's a very important shot. I hope he will be able to control the cue ball, and he's perfect.
Jesus applauds, taps his knee.
It's a great shot. You know, there's one thing to just make the ball, but to be able to draw it back and get a control for the next ball.
And there might have been a little message sent there, too. If Jesus didn't know it, how well Francisco jumped, he knows now, because you just alluded to, it's one thing to jump the shot. It's another to jump it with control.
Absolutely.
And he played that shot almost as well as he would have played it normally.
Francisco is one of my favorite players to watch. He has really nice cue action. He has a little bit of snooker background. He plays a lot of snooker back home. And you can see that. You know, a lot of people mention that he jumps up on the ball sometimes. And I'm like, oh, come on. It doesn't seem to bother him a lot. I mean, of course, there are like proper fundamentals, you know, that like a lot of coaches teach, that you have to stay 100% still, and I just think that if this works for him, why not? Beautiful stroke.
Yeah, he really does get that cue ball on a string.
Yeah.
When he's flowing, he is a force. And that force is back 2-1 in front. The race to 8. And we will be back after a short break. Great to have you back. FSR enjoying a 1-rack lead, the narrowest of leads. It's been a high-quality match. Every mistake has been punished. And he's winding it up here, rack number 4. We'll see if he can enjoy some success on the break.
You can actually see the difference of the stance when the players are breaking the ball. They put their body position more like a power stance, which gives them the opportunity to put more effort and more speed into the cue ball.
Plenty of safety options here for Jesus. We'll see what he fancies.
He's fancying to go for it.
He fancied the aggressive side. And you know what? He was nicely on the 2.
Absolutely.
That was a bank shot that he'd probably get more times than miss it.
I would say that. Yeah, I would say if you set up the bank shot like this in practice, you probably make it 8, 9 out of 10 on his level.
And it could be a costly miss, Margaret.
We'll see about that because the 6 ball is kind of funny, but I think the 6-8 combination go in the side. But once again, our camera angle.
Well, where the 5 is too, you can drop right below it. Because after removing this 3, the 6 will pass.
Yeah.
Certainly into the corner pocket, possibly even to the side. Tough to say. But getting on the 5 nicely will afford him the positional options.
Yeah, he's looking at it right now.
Well, he'll survey the situation here closely. That 6-8 looks dead set. He's got a little angle on the 5. He can almost get the cue ball wherever he wanted it now.
Yeah, I feel like he wants the cue ball as straight as possible to the line of the combination, so then he can just draw back a little bit and leave himself the angle, the good shot on the 6 ball. He's definitely having a closer look to make sure that he judges everything correctly. Nicely done. And he's got a shot on the 6.
This is the way he played in Puerto Rico. I didn't get a chance to watch him in Poland, but every single chance he got in the World 8-Ball Championships, he was punishing. He was relentless. And again, as you'd see, you're still sniffling a little bit, but he really looks calm, collected. He's in complete control of his nerve.
Beautiful shot. You know, sometimes people ask me, do pros ever get nervous? Like, you seem so calm all the time. I'm like, you have no idea. I feel like when you get to this level, you gain more control over your nerves, so you're able to not show it so much, but deep inside, we all get nervous because, to be honest, if you're not nervous, it means that you don't care enough.
You're not ready.
Yeah.
No,
You're supposed to be a little bit calm, but nervous.
I think that high level of focus and concentration almost kicks in, and you embrace the pressure.
Absolutely. It's all good laughs between these two. It's nice to see them smiling.
Guys on tour, Margaret.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, in the end of the day, if your opponent made a good shot, why wouldn't you acknowledge that, right? That's a great shot as well. But I believe the 3-ball is going to... No, it's perfect. It looked like it would travel further.
Yeah, that was a good shot, too. Then he's...
And we're live, folks. Welcome, pool fans from all around the world to Las Vegas. We're at the Westgate Resort and Casino with 9 days of nonstop pool action. This is the winter round 2 of the Las Vegas Men's Open, 128 players, $150,000 prize fund, $45,000 to the winner. And we are here in conjunction with the 50th annual CSI Expo, with 12,000 amateur players from 50 U.S. states, 2 territories, 20 countries, and a lot of Predator 7-foot tables around, and 20 of these Predator art tables. And this match is a winner's round match with Loho Sam and Shane Van Boning. Van Boning winning his first match over Franklin Hernandez, and Loho Sam winning over Trevor Seal. And here they meet in their second match of the tournament. I think they both started at about 9 o'clock this morning. Shane had the very opening match on table 2. This is George Teja, and I'm joined in the booth by Big Red from Canada, Eric Horlison. Welcome back,
Pleasure
my friend.
Pleasure to be with you guys. This is my first chance seeing Hossam play a full match. It was a game or 2 of his in passing on streams before.
Yeah, there's not much out there on him. He played in the World Cup with Robbie Capito. He had a great run with the World Pool Masters and finished in second to Joshua Filler. And then it all falls off. He's got $25,000 in earnings in 2025 on AZ Billiards, and most of it is top 32. He's got a final 16 in the European Open, 5th place in the European Open. Shane leaving the table on the break.
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Yeah. There's a guy with one of the hardest breaks in the game, and rarely does that.
Yeah, well, the harder you hit it, the more you're susceptible to that.
Sure.
I just never see it. Just caught a little too much pop there. Off square and a little too much pop. So, dream start for Hossam here. It's from Hong Kong. It's a funded country. Robbie Capito plays under that flag as well, originally from the Philippines. Both those players are well taken care of by their federations. Would assume that a lot of those players are playing hayball now.
Well, Hossam is a 775 Fargo compared to his opponent's 847, 846. Shane number 3 in the Fargo rankings for this tournament, and some number 38. Ranked them all from the highest Fargo to the lowest, and that's where they fall.
He's got to avoid the 9, coming back towards the 4. It's close, George. See his reaction here.
Yeah, he's got a nice position on this 3 ball.
Doesn't have enough of it.
Didn't quite get there.
Cue ball's running into the 6 if he goes off the right side. Doesn't look like he's quite decided on anything yet.
And now got away from him a little bit. He's left it.
Yeah, he purposely overcut the 4 there to try to let the 4 open up. Cut a kick on the 6.
And just keep in mind, folks, this is double elimination to the final 32. This is best of 3 sets, races to 4. 10 ball does not count on the break and does no early 10s. And if third and final set is tied at 3, it goes to a shootout.
Looking pretty relaxed. He did drop a set in his opening match to Frankie Hernandez. 4-3 in the first set, but came back strong. 4-1, 4-0 in the next 2.
I guess losing the first set was a slap in the face to him, and he came back with a vengeance.
Woke him up quickly, yeah.
Yeah. Little cueing challenge, no problem. Back in line.
Nice fire from Shane.
Oh boy, that's 2 mistakes in the first game. All right, folks, for you people in the YouTube chat, I've got a challenge for you. I was looking at the titles and the achievements from Shane Van Boning on Wikipedia. Can someone count those up and tell us how many there are? I did not count them because it was like 3 pages long. But
we tired of scrolling.
Yeah, we had a fun time scrolling through them. Every title imaginable since 2007, I believe, is what I saw. Actually, every title but a World 10-ball title.
Yeah, he's got close this year to the semifinals and lost in the shootout in the deciding set. I still feel like he has 5 good years left in him. I mean, there's no signs of him slowing down.
He's what, 42?
Yeah.
I totally agree. As long as his desire to play remains, his desire to win remains, he'll be there for a while. Because his dedication to the game is second to none.
Yeah, I think the thing with him is that he's won so many titles that your desire is going to go down a little bit.
It has to.
Considering the elevation that Poole's got in the last 5 years, he's in the spotlight more. And I'm not saying he's a spotlight hound or anything like that, but just that, the game's on a bigger stage now. And I think that he likes that. I feel that from him.
I agree, and the thing about it is the game's caught up with him. He was such a success at it, but the game's growing, and the competition has really, really leveled up. And so he's and this is probably going to sound bad coming from me, but he doesn't look like he's as outstanding as he used to be.
Sure.
You know, because the competition has risen to his level.
So I'm going from the side rail here. Looking for the one in the left middle. Short of the side with the one. Nothing down. Good opener for Shane. Gonna have to maneuver the cue ball to the short side of the 4. Something near the middle of the table on the 3 will work well for that. Doesn't want to be too straight here, and he is.
Yeah, he does look pretty flat.
Yes, any kind of angle going to the short rail. He can play forward 2 rails, but the speed control is going to be a lot tougher here.
He's going forward. He's going to he's going to catch the top rail and catch the long rail. There you go. But
3 rails back. Might be on the 3 here, George. No, going for the jump cue. No, just this extension. Think for a half jump, maybe?
no, he looks like he's open. From this camera angle here, it looks like he can see it.
He's done this a few times in matches I've seen, just throwing the extension on what you would think is just kind of a random shot. There's obviously a method to it. Just can't quite pick it out.
I think the method to his madness is something that I toy with, and is it levels the backhand a little bit with the extra weight and the extension. Being that's a little longer, he can move his hand back a little, and he has a longer view of the shaft going through his fingers. Yeah, I'm just going to guess at that. I don't know whether that's right or wrong. That's something that I notice.
My guess is that it'd be relative to power. But I specifically remember one shot in the World 8-Ball Championships this year where he threw it on. All he was doing is he was on the rail, just a standard shot, no power reason for it, and he ended up missing a very makeable 8 and went on to lose the match. Is that a line here again? But yeah, not quite sure on that one.
Look at his eyes.
Yeah, he's so focused when he's around the table.
Yep.
There you go, recovery shot. In danger of being in a bit of trouble here in the first set, but back in good action here.
Now, for the normal amateur, this is a little bit of a missable shot. For this champion, not a chance.
Yeah, one of the biggest keys on a shot like that is getting your bridge comfortable, and you can see you reset once. Just make sure his bridge was in the exact position he wanted.
And back in line, back on the scoreboard. Tied at 1.
See if he changes the breakup. I doubt he will. One misfire like that, that's very rare. I don't think would hinder him too much. change breaking positions. Going to go close fish from the bed of the table. Huge power. 10 ball. Remember the 10 ball in the last match,
Yes.
George?
Did it go?
It went again.
So it's the table.
Yeah.
Oh, well, actually, it's not the table. I think it's they might want to tap it, like you mentioned.
Yeah, so that part of the rack is just becoming loose. For those of us that weren't here in the last match, the 10 ball went directly in that corner pocket 5 times throughout the course of about however many games we had, only about 12 probably. And another thing you could say about that too is you have different referees racking and it's still happening.
Correct.
Right? So,
Correct. That's why that was a nice safety.
Zen tough here. Kicking out a ball behind him. He's going to look for something off the right long rail. Looks like 5's got him pretty blocked, but still looking over there. Definitely doesn't want to kick to the short rail here. Good contact, created a little distance. One ball got close to the 10. I believe it's available on the top left. 5 will be blocking it.
Cue ball behind the 6.
Yep. Too close to jump. The bad spot again.
Working on that safety efficiency percentage.
Oh, he isn't too close to jump. Just a close one. He's in danger of clipping the 6 here. Shane's up to see it. Got over it. Cue ball got
Oh, cue ball.
I think he's got a pocket hooked as far as the jump.
Let's see if you can bend this cue ball around that 10-8. Looks like he has. He can get there. It looks like if he hits just above the diamond, the first diamond, he can spin the ball over. He's going to go the other way.
Just measuring the angle from there.
Yeah, he's coming the other way.
Good try.
That was awful close to a great shot. Giving up a combo. Lo Sam is a 27-year-old from Hong Kong, as you mentioned. I don't think I gave out his age. And this is spread out rather well.
Yeah, looking good here to get the lead back.
Uh-oh. Looks like he overcut that off the rail.
Yeah, I thought it'd be okay to just go one rail there. Decided to put a little more speed into it. Lost track of the pocketing. Something that's always amazed me about Shane's game is he barely follows through the ball. Watch on a shot like this. Big draw shot. He's only going to get through the ball about a half inch. We're on the wrong angle to see the exact follow through there, but even here, I mean, I understand it's not as much speed in this, but if you're ever to teach a player from early fundamentals, and that's one thing that coaches usually say, you're not following through the ball enough. I mean, if they tell me, well, my favorite player is Shane Van Boning, I don't know what to say to them because he doesn't fall through the ball. They've brought it up a couple times in other matches I've seen. Never heard an answer, really. But the biggest thing is it's very hard to follow the ball purely when you're falling through that short. He just finds a way, though.
I wonder if it has a little bit to do with the timing.
Yeah, I mean, he has a nice long backstroke, so he doesn't have to follow through it as much. And typically players that would fall through so little would have very quick timing through it, and you can't be a top player if your timing's that weak. But watch this here. Yeah. Stopped almost before the ball. It's odd to me.
It's like his arm's only allowed to go so far forward. There's a good point. That's a good way to point that out. Good. And that's 2 games in a row for Mr. Van Boning.
I mean, the interesting thing about it is that you're taking away the variable of dropping your elbow, number one, and kind of just trying to push the cue through so much that it might go offline on that extra push through that you're trying to create. But if you look at the top players in the world, he's one of the only ones that gets through it that little. It's just very hard to create the exact cue ball control that he is.
I guess repetition speaks to that. 100%. He's done it so many times.
100%. And you know, for anyone coaching pool, as long as you can get replicable results, there's some things you just can't argue with. You know?
Well, 2-1, set number 1. Your referee is Gatis Daube from Latvia. Working hard to get those balls racked correctly. That's one of the things I kind of admire about this EPBF referees is they're from all over the world. And they travel all over the world refereeing.
10 ball in for the 7th time. Let's just consider it down, George. Wow,
I think it's gone in more than any other ball.
For sure.
And, you know, actually, it's just, there goes the 3 ball gets kissed out. But it was tracking to the side pocket like it should.
Shane strong into the 5 here. He's going to look to get into certain parts of the 5 where the cue ball's playing back towards near where it is now. Big stroke shot.
Looks like you may catch the 5 just a little bit on the draw.
Fired that in.
Got there.
Missed a high speed one like that in rack number 1. Right on the mark there. 7's tied with the 8. 6 is pretty close to that area, so it could use the 6.
Shane sponsored by Q-Tech and Rasson. Did he just get a chalk sponsor? If I remember correctly, was it Shane?
Yeah, I don't know the correct pronunciation of it, but it's Titlist, I think. Might be
Titleist?
Titleist without an E.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure of the pronunciation. But Shane was on Master Chalk for the longest time, so if they got him to switch over to one of these new chalks, must be something about it he likes.
I'm surprised Alex didn't have him go with this.
Looks like you can play this off the 7. Looks like a 7 over nicely. First breaking run of the match now here for Shane.
And first break and run it is. 3-1. Set 1. 2 out of 3 sets to 4. We'll look at the stats. SVB at almost 900 in the overall performance. Safety efficiency, they're matching. Ball's pocket is quite a difference there. 35-7.
Yeah, the one rack that Hossam won, Shane missed the 8, so he only had 3 in that rack.
Both on one missed shot. Shane with 1 foul.
Shane's going to be a part of one of the 2 U.S. teams in the World Team Championships this week. That event's set to start on the 24th. We'll be playing with Skylar Woodward and Savannah Easton. Savannah's going to be the X factor on that team, but her game's going nothing but up. She's done well in Oscar Dominguez, and Sophia Mast.
Both juniors. Savannah finally just had her 16th birthday, I believe. Very, very recent. Shane is also playing with Savannah Easton in the mixed doubles turbo. That'll be a very, very fun match. 20-second shot clock. Another interesting team there is Dennis Grabe, Christina Dekach, and then there's Carlo Beato and Han Yu. Of course, the fillers, Kazakis and Fisher.
Shane going from the same spot, successful in his last 2. There's the 10 ball here.
There it goes.
The cue ball went again. Lost the cue ball twice in this set.
Off the table?
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
It's just really powering up. See if this one gets kicked off. No, directly off.
Bounce right out. Bounce right in front of the side pocket. Over the table.
Pretty rare that you're going to see him go off the table twice in a set.
Well, his ball did go to the side pocket almost directly in the air. So he's mishitting it.
Yeah, he's off square for sure.
Yep.
Some's got to deal with the 6-8 here. Doesn't look like a carom's available. Kind of hard to get the perfect angle on the 5. He's going into 2 balls though, so it doesn't have to get inch perfect on it.
Canada does not have a team in the World Team Championships, do they?
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Couple of first-time players, Waleed Hashim and Vincent Beaurivage, and they're playing with seasoned veteran Brittany Bryant. He'd be able to just get into it here. He's looking like he can go into the 6 directly, so he is okay. If anything, I'd fear there's too much angle, but seems okay with it. Yeah, there was. That's the thing about playing breakouts with following angles. The angle has to be exactly perfect. And even he was going into 2 balls there and had a bigger target zone and still couldn't find it. Usually, and he couldn't do it in this case, but usually when you're trying to break into balls, you'd want to get into a spot where you can draw it or stun it because the landing zone just happens to be bigger. It's a principle that comes up a lot in 8-ball. 9-ball and 10-ball, you're not typically breaking out balls, but just something to think about if you're playing 8-ball. Try to play into drawing angles rather than following angles.
Well, the problem here is he's going to cut it thin, and you can't get the 6-ball off that rail. And now he's going to pocket the 9. Yep. So Shane has an option. I guess he doesn't let him shoot this.
Yeah,
it's a makeable ball.
Yeah, long distance pocketing. Cue ball's going to be playing towards the 8. Kind of looks like directly into it. Probably risk that just to keep the speed up. Slow roll it. Didn't want to risk going into the 8. Nice shot. Big favorite to take down the first set now. 2 scratches on the break, but it didn't hurt him, George.
Well, scratching on the break only hurts you when your opponent runs 10, all 10 balls.
Sam's going to take a break here. Take a break as well. Back in about 5 minutes.
back at it. Players are back in the arena. Referees racking the balls. Looks like this table is being a little bit of a challenge to rack these balls. They don't want to tap that cloth.
Yeah, we've seen an inordinate amount of 10 balls go towards the bottom right. Both players breaking from, Ho's going to go over to the right side here, so that won't promote the 10 going that way as much.
Well, Hosam is breaking the balls because he lost the leg, and that's when the alternate break is at the new set. There goes nothing. It's a dry break.
Yeah, 4-railer almost went.
Yeah. 3 balls threatened. 0 balls went.
Two passes the 10. He's able to control the 1 here. Doesn't want it to go in. Just hung up.
Didn't close that new cloth. Opened up a little more than he wanted to. Otherwise, he's on the other side of the 4. Well, the proximity to the 2 ball makes it, I think, easier to kick with accuracy.
For sure. About 30% to kick this right in the pocket. He has called it in the corner. Shot charge.
30. So it's a 30%er. Huh?
I'm stuck 3-1 on that bet.
What a good shot. That's going to have to be that's a kick shot on the 2.
Two-way here. More on the two-way side. Might have found the window. I think the 8's got it blocked.
I think he may, since it slides, he may be able to go rail first on this, but it's an awful thin cut regardless.
It's called it in.
Yeah, that was an awfully thin cut. That's you're going to catch it that way 8 times out of 10.
Yeah, and the 8 was just blocking the angle to kind of get wide enough on it. Chance for Van Bonen to take back control here.
Short rail shape on the 4.
If he can run into the 10 squarely here, he'll take that option. Might look at some possibilities of drawing out of it. And too much angle.
Oh, went right around.
Yeah, if there's anything that Shane does make more mistakes in any area, it's missing balls. Remember when you asked me in an earlier match, do I think Filler has any weaknesses? And I said none. My only weakness for Shane is he does throw in an odd miss here and there.
Yeah, when you get to the top of the food chain, these guys don't make mistakes often. And as we just spoke, weaknesses. Players, what would be a player's weakness?
Oh, Sam coming with a great jump here. Decently on the 6. Did we get our Wikipedia answer about how many titles Shane's won?
No, I haven't seen anyone answer that. How many titles is Shane Van Boning listed on Wikipedia?
Unexpected miss here from Hosa.
Come on, guys, you're letting me down. I said I had a good crew on the chat there.
I think people got tired of counting. I think that's the problem. Not able to count that high. One of the two.
Probably the latter. I just saw an interesting comment about FSR, and I didn't think he was in this tournament.
He's coming for the teams.
Yes.
The teams only.
Yes.
Yeah. Partnering with Jonas Suto and David Alcady.
And Mike Del Ropero. I love talking to her. Her accent, her Spanish accent, is just a pleasure to listen to.
Yeah, she'll be the X factor for that team. I mean, she's bordering in the top 600 Fargos, but got about 8 women in that team championships that are above 750, kind of in that range. So if she can hold down her end, it'll be a very dangerous team.
She's a 656.
Plays higher than that, though, I think.
She does.
Yeah.
I think she's more in the 670 to 680 range.
Yeah.
Or will be, or soon to be, or is at that level.
Yeah, I just feel like her offensive capability is higher than that number. And she'll have some good coaching.
Sure.
Teammates there.
Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Someone did take the homework and says that Shane Van Boning has won over 100 pro titles.
Wow.
If we know the 5 U.S. Opens,
World Championships were elusive for him for so long.
Yeah.
He's got 2 under his belt now.
yeah, he's got that. He got that 8-ball championship just recent in 2022, the 9-ball championship. Now he needs a 10-ball championship. Is he going to chase it this year? It'll have to be in Vietnam, because that's where the 10-ball championship's coming up.
Yeah, World 8-ball Championships coming up again in April in St. Louis.
St. Louis. Yeah. There's that 10-ball.
Yeah. We were talking about the ref chants, about how the tables are racking. If they mention that, they probably will. And we'll see if it doesn't go in tomorrow.
They're going to have to, because I'm going to mention it to them.
For sure. Yeah, it's just not something that's actually supposed to happen. Only reason why we're bringing it up so much. If all the balls are tight around the 10, it just kind of stays where it is.
Los Fargo is a 775. But I ran the numbers last week when I was preparing for this event, and I think both him and Shane have gone up 1 point. From what I have written down here.
Just decided to lay off the power there. Going to combo the 3 into the 5 here. Safe with the movement on the 3. That's an experienced shot there, not being afraid to get good in the combo and, just laying off the speed.
Well, and also the position you got was just right, as good as you can get, just about.
Yeah.
So makes that shot a much higher percentage. But you're right, the way he played it, knowing the ball's going to stay there, all of it just experience and repetition.
Sam's going to have to turn it around quickly here.
One of the things about Fargo, folks, is it varies from week to week. So it's when you run the number, and it might be 1 point, sometimes 2 different. With these guys, with these pros, and they have so many games in the system, it's rarely more than 1 point.
Just remembered that I believe Hosam will be playing in the team event with Capito, and the female on that team is Ong Yi, and I'm pretty sure she's one of the top 3, if not the best snooker player in the world. I'll have to Google that, but when I first looked at the list, that's what her name struck me as. We'll see.
You've got me checking as we speak. I got so many papers. I need tabs.
Yeah, she's a 3-time world champion. So that's going to be interesting to see. A snooker player playing rotation. And I don't believe she's ever played a rotation tournament.
Here's the women.
She might, I guess she would play the women's Las Vegas Open